Welcome, Chris from eBoost here. Today, I want to talk about something that quietly drains marketing budgets everywhere. That is slow insights. Here's a question. If your CMO asks you right now, should we shift 20% of our paid budget from Meta to Google this week? How long would it take your team to get a real answer? If the honest answer is more than 24 hours, this episode is for you. I'm going to break down three things: the real financial cost of delayed marketing data, why most teams are stuck in reporting bottleneck even with good tools, and how to build a feedback loop that lets you act on insights in hours, not weeks. Let me paint a picture a little bit here. A CMO needs to know which channels are delivering the best cost per acquisition this quarter. Simple question, right? But the marketing ops team has to pull exports from 5 different platforms, clean up naming conventions, reconcile date ranges, build a deck. That process, 3 to 10 business days. I see it all the time. And here's the data to back it up. Marketing team spend an average of 14 and a half hours per week just collecting and managing customer data. Nearly 1 in 5 teams spend over 20 hours a week. That's more than a third of the work week gone before a single strategic decision gets made. Meanwhile, 85% of data leaders admit that making decisions with outdated data has directly cost their companies money, real money. Not theoretical. The data exists. The problem is team can't access it fast enough to act on it. The bottleneck isn't information, it's infrastructure. So if you're investing in solid analytics stack and you still can't get a clean answer in 24 hours, you're not alone. The issue usually isn't the tool. It's what I call the last mile problem. The data flows into platforms automatically, great. But translating raw data into an actionable insight still takes human effort. Pulling exports, normalizing campaign names, reconciling attribution, building context. That middle layer is where data disappear. And here's why this matters more than ever. AI-powered ad platforms like Google's Performance Max and Meta's Advantage Plus are making optimization decisions in near real time. They're adjusting bids, audiences, and creatives every few minutes based on signals your team won't see for days. If your feedback loop isn't keeping up with this algorithms managing your spend, you're letting the machine drive while you're navigating with last week's map. Over 70% of high-performing marketing teams now say speed of insights is the biggest competitive advantage. Speed isn't a nice-to-have anymore, it's a game. So what does a fast feedback loop looks like in practice? 3 structural changes, in my opinion. You don't need to rip out your existing stack to make these work. Number 1, standardize your data layer before it hits the dashboard. The biggest time sink isn't an analysis. It's cleaning, consistent naming conventions, enforced UTM parameters, automated normalization. Organizations that have done this have cut reporting time by 80 to 90%. Number 2, separate your monitoring metrics from your decision metrics. Not everything needs to be real time, but the metrics that trigger budget shifts, creative swaps, or channel reallocation, those need a dedicated pipeline with automated alerts, defining your threshold in advance. CPA above X, ROAS below Y. Build a flag so you're not waiting for someone to spot a problem in a weekly report. Number 3, build a decision cadence that matches your data cadence. If your data refreshes daily, your budget review shouldn't happen monthly. I recommend a weekly 30-minute decision meeting, not a reporting meeting. A decision meeting. A reporting should already be done before anyone walks in. These changes compress the time from question to action, from days down to hours. And that compression is where the advantage lives. So summarize things here, right? The risk of slow insights isn't dramatic failure. It's gradual irrelevance. Your campaigns keep running, revenue keeps coming in, but quarter after quarter, you lose ground to competitors who are making better decisions faster, testing more frequently, and optimizing fresher data. In an era where AI rewards speed and precision, building a fast feedback loop within your marketing team isn't a nice-to-have optimization project. It's a non-negotiable foundation for growth. The question isn't whether you can afford to invest in faster insights, it's whether you can afford the cost of continuing without them. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and visit us at eboostconsult.com to schedule a strategy call. Thank you. See you again.